It was better than all of them combined.
Freddy's a nut.
A Nightmare on Elm Street, Part 3.
In 1987, Freddy Krueger was on a historic rise thanks to the smash success of Dream Warriors, the third entry in the Elm Street franchise. And by 1988, Freddy had reached full pop culture saturation.
It's time for Freddy.
The Dream Master, the fourth in the franchise, became the highest grossing Elm Street film, but despite its box office success, critics and lifelong fans began to sense a bit of franchise fatigue creeping in. But for those 2 glorious years, the Freddy Krueger influence was everywhere. His wisecracks, elaborate dream terminations, and surreal visuals became a blueprint for a whole new wave of horror movies. You couldn't throw a glove without hitting some movie that tried to capture a bit of that dream demon magic. And that brings us to 1988's Deadly Dreams. But the real question here, was Deadly Dreams merely inspired by the burnt-faced dream demon, or was it ripping it off? There's only one way to find out. Let's look at the similarities, break down its plot, and determine if Deadly Dreams truly is an Elm Street ripoff. A deceased man from beyond the grave is seeking revenge by haunting the dreams of the child of the parents who wronged him. The child experiences vivid nightmares of this mysterious figure, and if he passes away in his dream, he may not wake up to tell the tale.
It says in the books that if you die in your dreams, you really die. You never wake up.
Alex, stop reading that crap.
Sound familiar? Yeah, it's basically a Nightmare on Elm Street, but with hunting gear. Instead of finger knives, the killer wields a shotgun, and instead of a burned face, he wears a wolf mask. Picture Freddy if he had no charisma and was really into taxidermy. And you've got Deadly Dreams. But to be fair, there are a few more differences than just wardrobe. So let's get into the actual plot. The movie opens at Christmas time in the past. A young boy is excited to open presents, but his parents tell him that they need to wait for his older brother, Jack. Tension starts brewing when the father receives a phone call that ruins some sort of business deal, but just as the holiday spirits begin to falter, there's a knock at the door. Expecting Jack, the little boy answers it, only to be greeted by a shotgun blast. A mysterious man in a wolf pelt mask guns down both of the parents and then turns to the boy, ominously telling him to run.
Run, boy. I said, run.
Just before the boy meets his end, he wakes up. Now an adult, the boy is revealed to be Alex, played by Mitchell Anderson, and it turns out that the dream may not have been just a nightmare. Alex still has a glass deer figurine he was gifted in the memory, hinting that the dream was based on real trauma. As Alex brushes his teeth the next morning, he looks out the window and sees the hunter again, an ominous figure just out of sight. He confides in his best friend Danny, played by Tom Babbs, who also wrote the film, telling him that the hunter is stalking his dreams. Danny shrugs it off, saying that they live in the country and hunters are everywhere. He offers Alex some pills to help him sleep.
No, Danny, I don't want them.
Come on, take it. I know what I'm doing. I'm a doctor. In about 7 years, but take it.
He says, which is both funny and mildly alarming. We're then introduced to Alex's brother, Jack, played by Candyman alum Xander Berkeley. Jack has taken over the family business since the parents passed, and he wants Alex to join in. But Alex doesn't want any part of it. He's a writer now and wants to avoid the soulless corporate world that destroyed their family. Later, Danny takes Alex out for drinks where he meets Maggie, played by Juliette Cummings, who horror fans may recognize from Slumber Party Massacre 2, yet another Elm Street style flick. Alex and Maggie eventually hit it off and begin dating, but the dreams keep coming. Each time, Alex is hunted by the mysterious man in the wolf mask, whose name we learn is Perkins. Every time Perkins is just about to kill him, Alex wakes up in the nick of time. He even tells Maggie,
Is a man, and he's trying to kill me.
He sacrificed a fucking deer in there, and he's gonna sacrifice me!
It says in the books that if you die in your dreams, you really die. You never wake up.
Alex, stop reading that crap.
Sound familiar? To suppress the dreams, Alex begins taking the pills from Danny. They work, but at a cost. He becomes numb and disconnected from reality. On one date, Maggie gives Alex a deer head, not realizing the trauma it triggers. Alex has to fake a smile, even though he is visibly disturbed. Things escalate quickly when Alex visits Danny's house. Danny, who's clearly unwell, pretends to shoot Alex.
Asshole. I scared you, didn't I?
Why would you do a thing like that? You're a sick fuck!
Afterward, Alex finds a wolf mask in Danny's closet. What the heck is going on? I don't even know anymore. Alex starts to unravel, and then we eventually learn the truth. Alex and Jack's father once ruined Perkins financially, forcing him out of business. In revenge, Perkins shot the parents and took his own life. Now Perkins seems to be back, haunting Alex's dream, or perhaps something even more sinister. Who can Alex trust? Is this supernatural revenge from beyond the grave, or are his friends and family out to get him? Is Alex losing his grip on reality, or is he trapped in a never-ending nightmare? Find out in Deadly Dreams. Deadly Dreams was directed by Kristine Peterson, which is actually a pretty cool surprise. Female horror directors in the 80s were rare, and Peterson holds her own here. In fact, her dream sequences here are so well executed that New Line Cinema actually hired her as first assistant director on A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child.
It's a boy!
How's that for full circle? The film had an estimated budget of around $400,000. While that might seem modest, the production values are surprisingly solid. The movie looks and sounds great. The lighting and cinematography are professional, and the performances, especially from Anderson and Berkeley, are pretty strong. It's not micro-budget junk, it's a competent, well-made psychological horror film. There are some clever visual tricks at play here too. One standout is a scene where the bed spins as Alex and Maggie make love for the first time. It's a simple effect, but a smart way to add production value on a limited budget.
Alex, when was the last time you got any sleep?
I don't remember.
Here's a fun fact. Tom Babbs, who wrote the film and plays Danny, based the character of Maggie on his ex-fiancée. Now that explains a lot.
Why do you say that?
Looks like you're gonna have to find out on your own, because I'm not about to spoil it here.
No, fuck you, asshole!
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Deadly Dreams isn't some lost masterpiece or hidden gem, but it is an entertaining ride. The pacing improves as the story unfolds, and the climax is genuinely satisfying. Sure, I wish there was more gooey gore, and yeah, the dream sequences could have been pushed into weirder, more surreal territory, but what we do get is pretty enjoyable. So, how much Elm Street DNA does Deadly Dreams have? I'd say it's roughly 50% Freddy and 50% its own thing. It uses the Elm Street formula as a springboard, but eventually veers into its own lane, a psychological slow burn with light slasher elements. It's clearly inspired by Elm Street, but it's not a straight ripoff. Deadly Dreams is a good time, and it should feel familiar to Fred heads without feeling like a rehash. So that's all I have, so thank you so much for watching, and whatever you do, don't fall asleep. Let me know your favorite movie ripoff in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on more of these kind of videos. And if you want to see these videos a week early, you can even become a member. Sweet dreams.